TFL EV is brought to you by Flow Charger, maker of reliable, high-quality charging stations for your electric vehicle. Hey, Tommy, you know what I believe is the number one concern that either new electric car buyers have or current electric car buyers have?
Well, they're probably a little bit worried about the most expensive component in their car, the battery.
That's exactly right. I think what's keeping people from buying electric cars and keeping people up at night who buy electric cars is just how long will the battery last. And finally, we have a study that explains how long they last, which cars last the longest, and just how worried should we be about the battery in my future or your current electric car. So let's summarize what that study found.
Well, before we get into the study, let's talk about some of the misconceptions.
Yeah.
Because the headline that everybody remembers from a few years back is Nissan Leaf battery costs $30,000 to replace for a car that was worth like $8,000 to $10,000. And that was a report that a lot of folks kind of circulated around and really made a lot of headlines because it's a catchy headline, right? You got an $8,000 car that needs $30,000 in repair for it to be usable again. But the actual data is much more complicated than that, and we're going to talk about the facts without getting into the hysteria because battery replacements are far less common than you might expect.
Yeah, and batteries actually last much longer. So who did the study?
Well, this is Recurrent Auto, so they monitor and they look at health on EV vehicles. They've got a huge database worth of information, and we're analyzing their community here, 15,000 cars. So they've gone ahead and looked at the data on battery health, and it's very, very interesting. So let's talk about the headline here. So this is on the Recurrent Auto website. Battery life is a big question as people shop for a used Tesla or other electric car brand. A battery is a lithium-ion black box that can make up 50 to 70% of an electric car's value. The reality is that if the battery dies, so does the car. So that's what they start out with. But let's talk about some of their big takeaways. Battery replacements are quite rare. In our community of 15,000 cars, only 1.5% have been replaced.
Yeah, I mean, we'll dig deeper into what that means in terms of brands and cars, but that should give people a lot of confidence that unlike necessarily a phone where you tend to replace it, every few years, an electric car can actually be kept long term. And when I say long term, I mean 10 years or longer because this is the kind of numbers we're looking at.
Yeah, and we're talking a pretty good sample size here, 15,000 EVs that they have access to the battery history with. Now let's talk about degradation.
Yep.
According to the study, degradation is not linear. We're including battery degradation curves that illustrate how well these batteries hold up over time. There's some drop in the beginning, then it levels out for a long period.
Yeah, I think most people believe that, once again, like their phone, it starts out at 100% and then over time, and that time can be relatively short. Let's say it's a couple of years, it goes down to maybe even less than 50%. But that's not what the study found. So what's the third thing the study found?
Most replacements occur under warranty. So, for example, the federal minimum warranty is 8 years or 100,000 miles. Now, of course, a lot of EVs on the market are not going to be 8 years old. In fact, something like 30% of EVs on the road were sold in 2022, right? So most of the cars that you're going to be shopping for used are probably going to have at least an 8-year, 100,000 mile battery warranty, or in some cases like the Rivian has nearly 200,000 miles of battery warranty.
And that should give people a lot of confidence because let's face it, most people probably keep their car 100,000 miles or less. So if we're looking at batteries that are warranted and replaced either within a short amount of time or within a short amount of miles, you won't really have to worry about what happens to the battery in your current or electric car. But let's talk about now the cars that had the most battery replacements and the cars that had the least.
Well, when we talk about that 1.5% have been
Yep.
replaced, we're excluding an important data point. And that data point is factory recalls for batteries that had issues. So models like the Chevrolet Bolt and the Hyundai Kona, if you recall, had an issue with the battery that required them to have a full battery replacement on the cost of the manufacturer. And the article has that data here, right? But it's important to know that that is not the norm in the EV industry. So when we're looking at these high percentage, that's because these cars were recalled to get new batteries.
Yeah, and let's just take a quick look back in time. Obviously, what happened with the first generation Bolt was it was an LG battery, as I recall, and it could catch fire, and GM had to replace the batteries because there was quite a scary headline which said, "Do not park it inside, do not park it anywhere near stuff that can catch on fire, because it can catch on fire. But according to the study, the Bolt and the Kona were the only two really that suffered from that kind of catastrophic failure.
So here we have the data on the battery replacement and how common it is. You can see Tesla Model Y, virtually 0%. Tesla Model 3, almost 0%. Same thing with e-tron. Tesla Model X, 1 or 2%. Chevy Volt, very, very low as well. That's a much older EV. I-Pace, the Tesla Model S, a little bit more common, approaching the 5% mark. The Nissan Leaf approaching the 5% mark. And then once again, the Kona and the Bolt EV are much, much higher because they were recalled. But let's talk about EV battery replacements by model year, because this is very interesting as well. As you can see, the older the battery, the more often they're replaced. So 2011, roughly 7 or 8% of the batteries have been replaced. 2012, 2013, higher numbers. Then when we get to 15 and 16, those numbers are really low. We see these huge spikes in 17, 18, 19. That would result in the recalls for the Bolt and the Kona and those vehicles. And then once again, when you get into the modern years, it's very, very low. So it's clear that the older batteries are being replaced at a quicker rate than the newer batteries, which kind of makes sense.
All right, let's look about battery data from real cars.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So according to the study, we saw increased numbers of non-recall battery replacements in the 2013 Model S, 8.5%, the 2014 Model S, 7.3%, the 2015 Model S, 3.5%, the 2011 Nissan Leaf, 8.3%, and the 2012 Nissan Leaf, 3.5%.
So one way I would put this into perspective, if you're worried about those numbers, is Tesla came out with their first car, I believe, in 2011, right?
Yep.
That's still pretty impressive when we're really looking at, and this is going to be a mixed metaphor, but the Model T of electric cars, right?
Yeah.
And even in the last 13 years, battery technology has come a long way in terms of not just reliability, but in terms of power to weight ratio, and in terms of how much longevity these cars will have, and how the software works to make sure that the battery doesn't degenerate.
So let's go into the products.
Yes.
Nissan Leaf. So they looked into the data. According to Recurrent, Nissan Leaf is the oldest mass-produced EV. That's true, right around 2011, right? And has seen the most battery replacements. However, many of the replacements for early year Leafs were covered by Nissan after they found that their original battery chemistry lost charge quickly in hot environments. The Nissan Leaf has an air-cooled battery, and especially the early ones, if you lived in Phoenix, you are fast charging your car a lot, the battery temperature would go up. Batteries are like us, they like to be 68 to 70 degrees, and then they degraded pretty quickly. But even though we think of the Leaf as having a pretty unreliable battery compared to most cars on the road, you can see these graphs. There really isn't that much change even over the course of 100,000 miles in a 24 kilowatt hour Leaf. There's a little bit up front, and then it kind of steadies out at a displayed range of about 75 miles.
And I would say the Leaf, we're starting with that, is the worst case scenario. Like you said, it's not climate controlled. The batteries are cooled by the environment, and this is not a great way for longevity in terms of battery life.
So Tesla Model S is the second earliest mass market EV. That's true. So it makes sense that its battery replacement numbers are higher than those of the later model Tesla years, although the degradation curve for the 100 kilowatt hour Model S perfectly matches the beginning of the idealized battery degradation curve. So you can see, especially on the early cars, you had a pretty big dip, and then it leveled out in that 40,000 mile range.
And there's something important to be said here too. And I think the Leaf and the Tesla Model S perfectly illustrate that. And that is, let's say you want a car and you want to be able to use it for a long term, right? Large number of years. If you have a car that starts out like the first Leaf did with an effective range of maybe 70 miles, and I'm being generous there, versus a Tesla Model S where you're in the hundreds of miles, the degradation in a Leaf is much more apparent. I was just charging our Bolt, and there was a Leaf owner there, and she said that she gets like 50 miles of range out of that thing. And when it degrades down to 50 miles of range, then that becomes very impactful in your driving. Whereas if you start at, let's say, 200 and it goes down to, and we can talk about this, 150, it's still a very usable car.
Well, let's look at like Tesla data, right? This is for the Model 3. Model 3, when owners first bought 82 kilowatt hour cars, displayed range roughly 330 miles or so. And you can see after 60,000 miles, that levels out to roughly 325. So it decreases a little bit, but then you can see 60,000, 80,000, 100. It really doesn't change that much below 325 miles.
So that's really good news, because what it means is that the car becomes very usable, not just the first 5 years of its life, but the next 5 years after that.
Yeah, and if we go even older, right, like Chevrolet Volt.
Yep.
the original plug-in hybrid, right? We still see pretty good dashboard displayed ranges even after 100,000 miles. Same thing with the Ioniq 5, not quite as much data, right, because it's new. But what we're really finding across the board is that this is an issue which is extremely hyped. But if you look at the data, apart from the Bolt recalls and the Kona recalls, that 1.5% battery packs have been replaced is a really small number.
So if we set the Leaf aside, what we're seeing in this data is that you're going to lose maybe, 10% of your battery in the first several years, and
Yeah.
then it's going to kind of level off. And so let's say you had 300 miles of range, just an easy number. If you lose 10% in the first 3 years, you're still going to have 270 miles of range, which is pretty phenomenal. And I think goes against the grain of what people think is going to happen to the electric car. Like I said, I've talked to so many people now who say they don't want an electric car because they're worried that the battery is going to die and that, like you said, the car becomes worthless. And this data is showing that that just isn't the case.
Well, let us know what your experience has been in the comments section below. Let us know what you think of this new set of data. This has been Tommy.
And this has been Roman saying thanks for watching.
And we'll see you on the next video.
And remember, check out alltfl.com because that's where you're going to find all of our range testing. We just did a really fun one, Tommy, where we took 4 cars as far as they could go. So stay tuned for that over here at TFL EV.